The future of space exploration is unfolding at an unprecedented pace, with new breakthroughs coming from both government space agencies and private companies. One of the most exciting developments in this new chapter of exploration came in early 2024 when a private company called Natural Machines launched a mission to the Moon. This was not just another routine lunar mission, it was a symbol of the changing landscape of space exploration. Private companies were no longer just spectators in the race for space, they were becoming active participants. With the partnership of NASA and the support of SpaceX, Natural Machines successfully delivered a lander to the Moon that sent back some of the most breathtaking images of Earth from the lunar surface. These images would spark excitement around the world and mark the beginning of a new era in lunar exploration. Natural Machines is not a household name in the space industry, and for many, this mission was the first introduction to the company. Founded in 2013, this Houston-based company had been quietly working on technology designed to revolutionize space travel and exploration. With the Odyss mission, the company took a bold step forward, demonstrating its capabilities to the world. The Odyss lander, launched on February 15, 2024, aboard a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket, represented a leap forward in lunar exploration. Designed as a hexagonal-shaped lander, Odyss was built to carry scientific payloads to the Moon and provide data on the lunar environment, paving the way for future missions to the lunar surface. The mission's primary destination was the Moon's South Pole, an area long considered a prime target for future human colonization. The South Pole is thought to hold vast deposits of water ice, a resource that could be critical for sustaining human life on the Moon. The Odyss mission was not just about collecting scientific data, it was about laying the groundwork for future lunar missions that might one day see astronauts living and working on the Moon. With Odyss, Natural Machines was proving that private companies could take on ambitious space missions, working alongside NASA to push the boundaries of what is possible. NASA's involvement in the mission was a testament to the growing partnership between government agencies and private space companies. Since the Apollo missions, NASA has been the cornerstone of the United States space exploration efforts, but in recent years, the agency has increasingly looked to private companies to help carry out its objectives. The Artemis program, which aims to return humans to the Moon and establish a sustainable presence by the 2030s, is a prime example of this shift. By collaborating with companies like SpaceX, Blue Origin, and Natural Machines, NASA is harnessing the innovation and efficiency of the private sector to achieve its ambitious goals. The Odyss mission, while a relatively small part of the broader Artemis vision, was an important step in NASA's ongoing efforts to establish a permanent human presence on the Moon. The Odyss mission was more than just a scientific endeavor, it was a carefully calculated business venture. Natural Machines had secured a contract with NASA under the Commercial Lunar Payload Services (CLPS) program, a key component of NASA's strategy to engage private industry in lunar exploration. CLPS is designed to encourage companies to develop and launch landers that can carry scientific payloads to the Moon. This partnership not only demonstrates the growing role of private companies in space exploration but also highlights how commercial space is beginning to fill the gaps left by government agencies. While NASA provides the necessary funding and infrastructure, private companies like Natural Machines are stepping up to develop the technology and capabilities needed to push the boundaries of space exploration. The Odyss lander was designed to be both versatile and efficient. With a height of 4 meters and a width of 1.57 meters, the lander was equipped with 6 landing legs and powered by solar panels with additional battery backup. The lander was capable of carrying up to 100 kilograms of payload, making it a useful platform for delivering scientific instruments to the lunar surface. This payload capacity, while modest, was sufficient for a range of scientific experiments. The lander carried several instruments, including a laser retroreflector array for precise surface mapping, a set of radio wave sensors for studying the Moon's atmosphere, and a set of cameras for high-resolution imaging. In addition, Odyss carried a small rover named Iris, which was designed to explore the lunar surface and gather more data independently. Despite the high hopes for the mission, things did not go entirely as planned. On February 25, 2024, the Odyss lander successfully landed on the Moon, near the Malapert crater, but the landing was far from flawless. the lander deviated slightly from its intended landing spot, coming to rest about 30 meters away from the planned site. While this deviation was relatively minor compared to the vast distances involved in a lunar mission, it was still a setback. More troubling, however, was the failure of some of the lander's equipment. During the landing, part of the landing gear malfunctioned, causing the lander to tip over at a 30-degree angle. This made it impossible for the Iris rover to be deployed, which was a major disappointment for the mission team. However, despite the challenges, the mission was not a total failure. While the lander was unable to fully operate as intended, some of the scientific instruments were still able to function, transmitting valuable data back to Earth. NASA and Natural Machines were able to extract useful information about the lunar surface, the Moon's atmosphere, and the surrounding environment. These data points were invaluable for future lunar exploration efforts, providing critical insights into the conditions that future landers and astronauts will face. In the space industry, even setbacks can provide valuable lessons, and the Odyss mission, despite its difficulties, was no exception. The mission also provided stunning images of Earth, captured by Odyss's high-resolution cameras. These images, which showed the blue planet hanging in the void of space, were a stark reminder of the beauty and fragility of our home planet. From the Moon's surface, Earth appears as a small, colorful orb suspended in the vast emptiness of space. For many, these images were a profound reminder of why we continue to explore space. The Earth's beauty, surrounded by the desolate landscape of the Moon, highlighted the importance of protecting our planet while also looking outward, exploring what other worlds might offer. The images from Odyss also revealed fascinating geological features on the Moon's surface. One particularly interesting finding was the presence of rock formations resembling the so-called lunar pyramids, which had been the subject of much speculation in popular media. While some had dismissed these structures as optical illusions, the Odyss mission provided photographic evidence that similar rock formations are common on the Moon. This discovery may not have been groundbreaking in terms of scientific impact, but it was a striking example of how the Moon's surface is still full of surprises. Lunar geologists are eager to study these formations further, as they could provide insights into the Moon's geological history and the processes that shaped its surface. While the mission's outcome may not have been perfect, it was still seen as a success by NASA and Natural Machines. The ability to send a lander to the Moon and collect valuable data, even under less than ideal conditions, was an important milestone. The data collected during the mission will be used to refine future lander designs and to improve our understanding of the Moon's environment. NASA and its partners are already planning the next generation of lunar landers, which will be more resilient and capable of handling the harsh conditions of the lunar surface. The Odyss mission, despite its challenges, has paved the way for even more ambitious lunar exploration in the coming years. The collaboration between NASA and Natural Machines is just one example of how the space industry is evolving. More and more, private companies are taking on roles that were once the sole domain of government space agencies. Companies like SpaceX, Blue Origin, and Natural Machines are proving that the private sector can play a crucial role in space exploration, from launching rockets to building spacecraft and landers. This shift toward privatization is transforming the way space missions are carried out and opening up new possibilities for exploration. Looking ahead, the Odyss mission is just the beginning. Natural Machines is already planning new lunar landers that will be more advanced and capable of carrying larger payloads. These next-generation landers will be designed to operate in even more challenging environments, including the Moon's poles, where NASA and other space agencies believe valuable resources such as water ice may be found. Natural Machines is working with international partners to make these missions a reality, and the company is confident that its next lander will be able to deliver more complex payloads and complete more intricate tasks on the lunar surface. The lunar missions being planned by Natural Machines and its partners are just one part of a larger vision for the Moon's future. NASA's Artemis program aims to land humans on the Moon once again and establish a sustainable presence by the 2030s. This effort will require a vast amount of infrastructure, including lunar landers, habitats, power systems, and more. Companies like Natural Machines are playing a key role in developing the technologies that will be needed to support this ambitious goal. From mining equipment to water treatment systems, the technologies being developed today will lay the foundation for future lunar settlements. The idea of colonizing the moon may still seem like science fiction to some, but it is becoming increasingly possible. With the advancements being made by both government agencies and private companies, the moon could one day serve as a base for human exploration of Mars and beyond. The Odyss mission, while small in scope, is an important step toward that future. It demonstrates the growing capabilities of private companies in space exploration and highlights the role that collaboration between government agencies and the private sector will play in humanity's future in space. As we look to the future, it's clear that the moon will be at the center of humanity's next great adventure. The lessons learned from missions like Odyss will shape the technologies and strategies needed to establish a permanent human presence on the moon. And with companies like Natural Machines leading the way, the possibilities for lunar exploration are truly limitless. What began as a small step forward with the Odyss mission could one day lead to a giant leap for humanity as we take our first steps toward living and working on another world. The journey has just begun.